Pokemon Go is giving us 1 in 10 shiny odds, but only for a few hours and just in field researches. Fossil Research Day might be the best chance of getting a Shundo this month. Here's everything you need to know, what to hunt, how to prep, and which Pokemon are actually worth your time. Fossil Research Day is on Saturday, August 2nd from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time. Tyrunt and Amaura are the featured Pokemon for this 3-hour event. You'll be able to encounter those through event-themed field researches, and you'll have an increased chance of encountering a shiny one with 1 in 10 shiny odds. You'll want to be on the lookout for the Hundo CPs for Amaura at 584 and the Hundo CP of 700 for Tyrunt. It's been a while since the last research day, so let's cover the basics. The shiny boosted Pokemon are only available in field researches, and you can only get those field researches during your 2 to 5 p.m. local time window. Do not do field researches before 2 p.m. This will take away your chance at queuing in those field researches because they won't refresh. This event is free to play and does not require a ticket to queue in the field researches. However, there is the option to get a $2 ticket in the store where you can get the same 1 out of 10 shiny odds for these encounters.
Now let's take a look at the featured Pokemon Amaura and Tyrunt. Everyone's going to be asking, are these actually good Pokemon to get? And the answer is yes, for a few reasons. And the first reason is that these are both incredible shinies. That blue Tyrunt and that white Amaura are incredible. And they do evolve during different parts of the day. So Tyrunt will evolve in the daytime and Amaura will evolve in the nighttime, plus you'll need 50 candies of those each. Now, one tip is if you want to evolve one of these at a different time of day, you can use Necrozma's Adventure Effect to change the time of day. So for example, let's say it's the evening and you want to change Tyrunt into its evolution, you can just use Duskmane Necrozma. This is going to change your time to the daytime, and then you can go ahead and evolve it. And then do the same with Amaura if it's the morning and you want to make it nighttime, use the Dawn Wings Necrozma and it'll be nighttime for you to evolve it. Another reason that these are great Pokemon is these are actually really good budget raid counters if you don't have some of the top legendaries of their typings. So Amaura evolves into Aurorus, and Aurorus is a A-tier rock type attacker at number 28. For an ice type attacker, it is B tier at number 35. So overall, not too bad if that's the only one that you have. And Tyrunt evolves into Tyrantrum. Now this is an A+ tier rock type attacker at number 15, so even better than Amaura, but it is a C tier dragon type attacker at number 43. But still, if that's the only one you have, you should definitely use that. It's better to use that than something that's not even type effective. Now, another reason that these are incredible is that these also have shadow variants of them. So if you want to power up these shadow versions of these, they could be stronger, more useful for what you're using for. This is a good way to get candy because shadow Pokemon do take a lot more XL candy to power up than a non-shadow version. We'll also have event-themed wild spawns during this event of Ammonite, Kabuto, Lileep, Anorith, Cranidos, Shieldon, and some trainers might even encounter the following of Tortuga and Archon. Now these do all have shinies, but they are not shiny boosted. The only shiny boosted Pokemon are the Tyrunt and Amaura in the field researches, but it's still a super fun way to get all these fossil rock type Pokemon from field researches and in the wild.
One of the best wild spawns to go for during this event is Cranidos. It evolves into Rampardos and it is a top tier rock raid attacker, and it has a shadow. So go ahead and grind all the candy that you need. That way you can power up a shadow, or if you get a Hundo, or if you just power up your best one, Cranidos is totally one to go after. And Shieldon evolves into Bastiodon, and even if you're not the biggest PvP player, you definitely want to add this one to your roster because Bastiodon is a tank. You need to get one, grind the candy for it. It also has a shadow, but you don't see these too often, so get as much candy as you possibly can. And speaking of candy, you want to make sure that you have a level 3 Mega Rock type Pokemon evolved. When you have a level 3 Mega Pokemon evolved, you have an enhanced catch candy bonus, and if you're level 31 or higher, you have an excellent Candy XL chance. You can evolve Pokemon like Mega Aerodactyl, Mega Tyranitar. As long as it shares a type when it's Mega evolved, you can get these benefits. And even if you don't have a level 3 Mega, maybe you can do your lowest level Mega as long as it's a Mega that shares a type. That way you can grind more candy. And of course, you can always use Pineapple or Silver Pineapple berries, but the key here is to use that Mega Pokemon. That way you can get the XL candy.
Now, some of you may be asking, why are research days the best ways to get Shundos? Let me explain it to you. First is that you have the 1 out of 10 shiny odds. These are some of the best shiny odds that you can get in Pokemon Go better than a com day, which is 1 out of 25 odds. So the shiny amount that you will get is just so much more, but you have to do the field researches. So go to an area that has a ton of Pokestops to just get as many as you can, then go to a new area if you run out of those field researches. And because these 1 out of 10 shiny odds are from field researches, the floor for field researches is 10, 10, 10. So that just means that you just have a better chance at getting a higher IV Pokemon, with that minimum being a 10, 10, 10. Unlike with the com day, you can get a Nundo, a 001, like you can get any variation. There's no guarantee that you're going to be getting anything like a 10, 10, 10. So having 1 out of 10 shiny odds and a minimum of 10, 10, 10 on the floor, that just helps increase your odds of getting a higher IV Pokemon, therefore a Shundo. Now, Shundos are still incredibly rare, so I want to set your expectations right. You'll probably end up getting some really good 3-star shinies, and honestly, these are ones that you want to get the best 3-star shiny that you can, because 3-star shinies are still really hard to get. So even if you don't get a Shundo, you might get a Hundo that's not a shiny, or you might get something like a 96, 98% shiny, because what do you usually get during a com day? Are you getting a lot of 3-star shinies? I know I don't always get a lot of 3-star shinies during a com day, and I get tons of shinies. So if your goal is to Shundo hunt, this is really the best time to maximize these 3 hours, because no other event will really give you any of these odds ever again, I think even this month. Other than during the Origin Form Raid Day, which is also 1 out of 10 shiny odds, this is the only time we're gonna be getting this during this month for free, because Origin Raid Day is not a free event. We get a couple free raid passes, but it's not totally free like this event is. Now let's recap all the tips that we've put together. That way you know exactly how to play this event. The number 1 tip is to not do any field researches until 2 o'clock your local time. So many people mess up this event by doing field researches during their morning, and then during the 2 to 5 local time, they're like, I'm not getting any Amauras, I'm not getting any Tyrunts. Aren't these refreshing? They do not refresh. So be careful playing this event. So only play 2 to 5, don't touch Pokemon Go, basically, if you can't help yourself from doing field researches before the event starts. And the next big tip is to use a Mega and Pineapple Berry to get as much candy for these Pokemon. Some of these are really rare spawns that we don't see very often, and some of them are super, super useful, whether for raiding or for PvP. So use that Mega, use those Pineapple Berries to get candy. Some other tips that we haven't exactly covered but are good to know is clean out your storage ahead of time, so that way you can actually play the event. Make sure that you have enough Pokeballs to catch those wild encounters. And if you do use the stacking method for field researches, make sure that you've cleaned those out so that way you don't accidentally go over the 99 that you can do and you end up losing something like a Hundo, because that could happen. So clean out your stacked field researches before the event, that way you're starting off with a new stack. And if you don't know exactly what that means by stacking your field researches, you can actually finish a field research, and when you go in to claim it, you can run away from that Pokemon and it'll be stacked into the stack. Now you can only do 99 at a time, so be very, very careful when you do this. It's something I use all the time if I just want to have Pokemon that I can catch throughout the day. That way if I'm not able to play, I can do that. But that is what I mean by stacking field researches. Up to you if you want to do that. Some players like to, some players don't. I like to do that if I can.
With 1 out of 10 shiny odds, a better chance at 3-star and 4-star shinies, some rare wild spawns, this event is an absolute must play.
So let us know in the comments, are you going for a Shundo Tyrunt or a Shundo Amaura?
And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Bye everyone.
We want to give a huge thank you to our incredible Patreon supporters. Your support means everything to us and helps make content like this possible.
You're helping us take things to the next level. We couldn't do this without you.